Hi everyone, Shannon here with Mixed Media Minnesota. Welcome to my video. So today's video is going to be part one of our ephemera book. A couple of you have the kits from me, and some of you were going to work along with me with things from your stash, which is completely fine. I'm just going to make mine. I don't have a exact plan. I'm just going to make mine, and you guys can, follow along with me, change yours, do whatever you want with it. So what I'm going to start with here is covering my book. And so what I did was I'll set this here, and I'll hold it up for you in a minute too. But what I'm going to do with mine is I just cut dictionary pages. I actually have 4 of them cut down to 5 1/4 by 7 1/4, and those 4 pieces are going to be placed on the front and back because I want a little bit of the edge of the book showing. So also on the inside. So I have 4 pieces for front and back at 5 1/4 inch by 7 1/4 inch. So I have those. I have 1 piece for the spine, which is 1 3/4 inches wide by 7 1/4 inches tall. So we have one of those that was 1 3/4 inches by 7 1/4 inches. And then I cut 12 sheets at 5 inches by 7 inches. And those are the pieces for the pages. Again, they're just a little smaller so that you can see a little bit of the page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead here and get that off there. I have my glue stick, and I'm wondering now if glue stick is not, maybe I should use a better glue because I'm going to put gesso over the top of it. So I'm going to use my art glitter glue, and I need to grab some, I don't know if I have any, let's see here. So one of these packs I think is dried out, so I want a dry baby wipe. Kind of. To pull some out and hang them up. They're almost dried out, but yeah. So, all right. So I'm not going to need my glue book then. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to work on the inside and get those in there. Actually, no, I should do the outside first, I think. And I'm not going to ink it or anything. Like I said, I'm going to put gesso over mine. But if you wanted to paint yours or ink it or anything like that, you can go ahead and do that. The gesso, if you have an oxide ink, the gesso will move your color. So just be aware of that. Hope you guys are all doing well. I'm hoping to just work on this project and get it finished and put a video up, not a lot of time in between them, I guess is what I'm getting at. So that if you're working with me, you can just continue to go on it. Okay, so it's goofy kind of because it's on an angle on the book here. But I want that to be stuck good on there because I don't want it to peel up or anything. And you can use any book pages. You don't even have to do this. This is just simply for decoration. And what I see in my head anyways. And most of it will be covered. And I don't know if I like the way that glue feels on there. But okay, we're just going to keep doing this. I don't know if I was saying it mid-sentence and stopped. I do that a lot. But anyways, if you haven't gotten your kit yet, they have all been mailed and should be coming. And Carol and Sharon, watch your mailbox because I did go ahead and send you some of these little clear pockets because they weren't included in your kit when you ordered them. And then I did include them in the rest of the kits. So if you open your kit and you're like, oh, what is this for? I'm going to be using those in mine. And so I thought I would just send some along with so if you wanted to use them. They're just business card, clear adhesive business card holders is what they are. And I had index card holders, but they were too big. So I had to go with these, which are a little on the smaller side, but they'll be okay. Okay, see, my baby wipe is a little bit damp, and so it's kind of, I'm gonna have gesso over it anyways, a little bit, so it's okay. Let's see if we can get this on there. There's gonna be a lot of drying time in this project, so I'll start and stop, and then I'll try and get it into like 3, 4, maybe, I'm hoping at the most videos. So you're gonna have to stop if you're following along with me. You'll have to stop your video and then just resume it after your dry time, because I can stop and let it dry and just keep going on the same video, you know, just adding it to the end of the video. So okay, and if you happen to get your book page on upside down, that's all right too. Doesn't have to be the right way up. These dictionary pages are so thin that maybe that's why I'm seeing that glue. So then we have the inside 2 pages here. So I'll go ahead and put those in there. I mean, I think glue stick would have worked. I don't want it to peel up. And I don't know if with the gesso in this book, it's like a hardboard book, and I've never worked with one before, so I mean with gesso and stuff, so I don't know. It's all new to me too, and I don't really have a plan for this, but I kind of have an idea of what I would like it to be. Now, anything that I think I want never turns out exactly how I originally see it, which is completely fine. Yeah, I have, the reason why I'm turning mine into I want to turn into an ephemera holder is I have so much ephemera, and it's overflowing. I have a disaster of it. I need to go through it and get a system that actually works for me. And this one, what I want to put in here is like my butterflies, flowers, labels, the stuff that I always am grabbing, like every project I use it. And that way I can just leave this, it's, you know, the hard book, it'll stand right up here. So I don't think I'm even going to put a closure on mine. I'm not sure yet about that, but I don't think I'm going to. Because I can just leave it set right next to me here and then just easily grab it when I'm decorating stuff. So that's my plan of what I want to use it for. In those little pockets, like I said, they are a little bit small for it. I mean, in between the 2 sizes that I had would have been perfect, but of course I didn't have that size, so we're just going to use what we have. And that's okay too, because I do want to see a little bit of the page, so. Okay, so I think I'm going to pause the video here. I mean, it won't be a pause for you guys, but I'm going to go and put the rest of these in, and then I will be back for the next part. Okay, so I'm back and I have all of my pages covered. So now the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take the white gesso and let's see. There's a little thing inside to open it. Okay. And I'm just going to squirt some out here. It seems kind of thick, but that's okay. My hands are still gluey and everything. And now I'm going to use my finger to do this. And I don't want a really, really thick coat of it, I don't think. And I'm going to start inside because I want some lighter, some darker. And I'm just kind of following and going along the edge here. Okay, so I want to smear it in. I want to see the dictionary page, but I don't want to be able to read it, if that makes sense. I just want to see the text. And I don't know if I'm going to do this on the inside pages or not yet. Definitely the whole entire cover I'm going to do this too. So it's just like finger painting. You see where you get some lighter and some darker spots? I like that look. So it's a little thicker and thinner in areas. Part of this will be covered on the front, but I'm not exactly sure where yet. So I'm just going to fill it all in. You can use a brush to do this, or if you have a brayer, that might be a little tricky, but you could probably get it to work. I don't know. I just like to use my fingers. Kind of like finger painting. Oh, goodness. All right. Now, I'm not going to want to lay this down on this side. This is what I'm talking about with the dry time. So that we want that to be really good and dry. So I'm going to go ahead and try to do the spine here by holding the pages because they're thick on the inside. I might be able to do it. If you get it too thick and you don't wait too long, you can come back in with like a baby wipe, a damp cloth baby wipe or something, and wipe it. Okay, so now I'm going to try and do this side here. I'm right-handed, so it's a little awkward. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see what I'm doing here, but I'm doing the same exact thing on the back. I think it looks really neat when you put gesso over a book page. And doing this project, just kind of with your extra stuff that you're going to need besides what's in your kit, you kind of just use what you have. And if you're doing a theme, you know, you could do it in a theme. You could do anything you really want to. I'm not doing a whole lot with mine because I think I'll be handling it a lot, as it's just going to be sitting right next to me. So, but I still want it to look pretty. Okay, so now I'm just kind of looking and seeing if there's anywhere I want to add a little bit more, wiping my edges here. Oops. Yeah, I'm thinking I know I do want to do the inside cover, and I can't really lay this down, so I'm going to try and do it just holding it up here. Because I can stand it up to dry, so it'll be okay. It won't touch anything. But what did I do with my gesso now? There it is. Okay. It's a little bit messy, a little bit tricky, and it's going to take time. Just take your time and smear it on there. I like to go the same way, you know, like I'm going horizontal. I was going up and down here, but because you kind of do get to see that a little bit, you know, in the background. I mean, I don't know how much of it we'll actually see, but it is tricky to do this. Let's see here. Just trying to hold it so it's not laying down, so it doesn't get stuck to my paper underneath. I might go ahead and do this through the whole book. I'm not 100% sure yet. I like the look of it. But that's a lot of gesso. A lot of finger painting. I think I will, because I didn't really pay attention to what the, well, it's dictionary paper. I mean, I guess it wouldn't be so bad. I'll have to look at it and see what I'm thinking. See, now this one has a little bit more coverage than I kind of want, so I'm going to come in and just kind of pick a little bit of that up. See, it lightly takes it a little bit so you can see the text behind it. Okay. To decide now, what do we want to do? I have one more inside to do here, but now as I go, it gets trickier and trickier because now that side's wet too. I think I'm going to let it air dry. You can heat dry it if you want. But before I do my next step, I want it to be really dry. So So are you guys, the ones of you that are doing it with me, are you using yours for an ephemera book too? Or let me know in the comments what you're going to do with it. And then when you guys have them finished, you'll have to email me your finished pictures. I'd love to see them. Okay, so that is where we're at with that. I can't close that. Yeah, the back is getting dry. I mean, it's damp yet, but do I want to? I don't think I'm going to do the pages. I might go ahead and blend in some of that gesso. So just very, very lightly, like I'm wiping it off. Just making that white. And honestly, I just did that because I had missed some on there, slopped some on there anyways, so. Okay, so let's do that other side. Because why not? I have lots of it here to smear around. But I was thinking, I don't know if I'm going to put the gesso on the inside pages. I don't think I'm going to, because I don't know how well those pockets would, you know, if we get too many mediums on there, those clear, I'm just going to use the sticker pocket things that I sent you. And so I don't think I'm going to do that. The inside's going to be covered once it's full of pretty ephemera anyways, so we're just going to leave those. All right, so this is not quite dry yet. So I'm just going to try and get these ends all together here and smear those up. Okay, so I did go ahead and get some on there. Maybe we should. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Okay. Looks messy and like paint sputters now. I mean, I'm guessing they're pretty sticky. They maybe would stick, I mean, when it's dry, you know. Obviously, you can't put them on there when it's wet. I'm just thinking out loud. See how that kind of does look cool. I don't know. I'm not going to. Okay, that's the final decision. I'm not going to cover the insides. I'm going to leave this set to dry for a while because I want it to be really dry. And then I will come back with the next part of the next segment in this video. Okay, so I'm back and it is kind of dry. I did go ahead and use my heat tool, and I think it's dry enough to go on to the next step. So what I'm going to do now is I just grabbed out my permanent black ink, and I'm using StazOn. And your brick stamp from Prima. So I'm going to take that out of here. Peel that off. It really wants to stick on there. Oh my goodness. I don't know why sometimes they do that, but all right. And I'm going to put that on an acrylic block here. Okay. And my acrylic block is, I'm going to see if I have a better one because I won't be able to see to match up my pattern here. So I'm going to have to just use a really big one here so I can see through it. Okay, so, and I've never used this one before, so what I like to do is just go ahead and add the ink on it and then stamp it on paper or something. Okay, yep, that works. Just to make sure you get a good stamp. I really like that. It's like the distressed brick. Okay, so what I'm going to try and do now is, I don't want it solid, but I do want like staggered, if that makes sense. And now this is kind of goofy because the book's at an angle, so all right. So I'm gonna find something to put maybe under here. Let's see. Or would it work? Yeah, I'm just gonna lay it like that. That'll work until we get to the center, but okay, so I'm just gonna line the brick up partway on and off like that. And if you don't want it to be that bright, you can stamp it off on paper first and then back on your book. Or you can go back over it with a little bit of gesso too. I'm not sure what of this is going to be covered by whatever we decide to put on the cover. So I don't want it to be solid. I don't think I want to come back over here again. No, this one I'm just going to go trying to line it up here. Okay, that does not work. So you have to hold it or get that flat somehow. Okay, didn't stamp all the way, but that's okay. So now, let's see, you got to try and imagine where it would be if you want to skip any, and that's kind of what I'm doing right now. So I'm just kind of moving that over, and it did move, so now mine's going to be crooked, but that's okay. And you can't see all of it. That's all right. I'm just going to go ahead and add a little bit. Right. Let's see, that far we'll go. Oof, that didn't work because the spine sticks up further. So now I'm trying to push from underneath. There we go. Okay. And I'm just going to continue that right along that spine there. Okay, so you see what I mean? I'm just kind of making it, I don't even know if I was in frame here. You know, like the pattern, but like it's kind of, you can't see it all, you know, like it's hidden. All right, so I want to continue around the whole cover of the book doing this. And if you have the right size acrylic block, I'm pretty sure that helps too. Let's see, I'm just gonna follow that kind of right there. Okay. You guys even see what I'm doing? I'm sorry. Okay. Trying to kind of follow that, I wanted the bottom to meet the corner here, you know, on the top it did, and then here it did. But I'm gonna just try and bring that over there. That worked. It kind of brings it around. Okay, so now to the back, and just doing the same thing. And again, I'll have to hold this in here. Really push on it. Okay, now this one I have to follow because it comes up on there. Okay, this one as well. But I'm not going all the way. See how that just kind of wraps around? That's what I'm meaning. Like, I didn't have any here, so I don't want to put any right there. And now on the back here, I'm not going to decorate it, so I'm just going to, I don't want that close. Let's see. Just kind of imagining where it would be. Line that up. So you can kind of bring it down if you just keep following that pattern with whatever you want it to be. Let's see if we have that. Okay, I think I like that. That's what I'm gonna use. All right. And we could follow that. Yeah, actually, you know what? I'm just gonna make sure this is dry. And then follow that around and do this similar thing inside here on the front and back. And you can actually do that on all the pages if you want to as well. You don't have to, even if there's not gesso on them, you know. You'll see, depending on what kind of book you used, you'll see that through it or whatever. I'm going to stamp off a light film of it, and so this is, maybe we'll just kind of put a little bit in it. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that either. Just play with it. You'll see what works for you and what you like. And if you don't like it at all, you can always gesso over it again. Yeah, see, like that. I don't like that. I'm gonna try and fix it, and then if I don't like it, I'm gonna go ahead and gesso it. This is really crooked. Okay, I didn't line it up there, but it's fine. Just try and get this on here quick. You don't have to be that picky. I'm just gonna quickly finish this here. Maybe. So in here, it's going to be really hard to get. I'm just going to go ahead and try to ink it with my hand so I can get that where I want it. I'm going to get ink all over myself and probably make a disaster, but let's see. Oops. Okay. All right. Okay. It's the same thing on this side here. I'm stamping upside down here, so I don't know how it's gonna work. Oh goodness, that one's really crooked. Okay, that one is probably gonna get gesso, but I like that, how that looks, not that one at all. And now I have stuck my fingers in it, and oh my goodness. Okay, we're just gonna try and finish this up here. Okay. All right, I don't like that. I think I'm gonna call that good. And then, let's see. All right. I'm not gonna gesso that right now. Yes, I am. Where's my gesso? I have to, it's driving me crazy. I don't take hardly any at all. See if you can kind of see some of it. As long as you don't see all of it and it doesn't look crooked, it'll be okay. Just trying to keep it thick around there. I don't want to see it, so. And then I'll go back after it dries and try and do a light stamp there so you don't see so much. All right. I have a baby wipe here and I'm wiping on paper. Okay. All right, so that looks like a lot right now, but I don't want to close that, but doesn't it look cool? I think it looks really cool. And now what I'm gonna do without closing this, I don't want to, I'm keep my finger in there. I'm gonna take my black soot and I'm gonna lightly just ink the edges of the cover. You see, just kind of closes the, frames it, I mean, lightly. Gonna go on there. Okay, can't forget the back. And now I'm using oxides. If that gets wet, that will move around, you know, if I don't seal it. I probably will seal it when I'm done. I just have a spray sealer. I think I got it at Walmart, and it's really old. I used it the other day, and there's a little bit left, and it worked. So when I'm finished, I'll just do that, because I'm going to handle this a lot, and I don't want black ink to transfer onto my hands and then, you know, onto the project that I'm working on. So hairspray, I've heard, works to seal things with too, so. All right, so there we have that. I think we're gonna call that part one. Whoops, where's that? I don't want that to stick in there, so let's see. All right, yeah, that's wet in there. So there is our cover. And like, say if you thought this was a little bold, you know, the brick is a little too bright, you can definitely come back with light gesso and just kind of go over it. It'll mute it a little bit, but you'll still see it. I don't mind it so bright. I'm gonna leave mine. And I'm gonna leave it dry, and then we'll come back for part two, and we will start adding our papers and our flowers and that kind of thing. Before we do the cover, I think I'm going to do the inside. It's just easier. And so we'll be using our pockets and our paper on there. So I'm going to show you kind of what I have in mind. So if you want to go ahead at all, if you're caught up and following what I'm doing, this is still wet. We're just going to randomly grab one of these pieces of paper over here. What my thoughts are, what I'm thinking about doing, is inking these and cutting them so that's why I kind of didn't want to gesso that either, is using that as a decoration in the background maybe. And what my thoughts were is I could put a little divot in this maybe and have a big pocket. I don't know, you wouldn't see through that one. I'm not 100% sure. I might just cover them all like that. Because then we're gonna have, you know, these pockets staggered, as what I'm thinking, staggered and, you know, opposite of each other. And then I have an idea with to put tabs on them, you know, as well. So we'll see. All right, but that's where we're at, and I'm gonna let this dry, and we will be back for part two. As soon as I can get them uploaded, I'm just gonna keep uploading them, and even if that means you get 2 parts in one day. Sometimes my internet is not the best, but we'll see what happens. All right, guys, take care, and we'll see you in the next video.